friends, my name is Stephen Davies and I'm the knob by the hob. Okay, so this evening, darlings, I'm going to cook a lasagna. The secret to a good lasagna is a really good ragu. Obviously, I'm Welsh, not Italian, so this is my version of a ragu. I have carrots and celery, tomatoes, which Joe is going to tell you what they are, but they're not plum tomatoes, they're San
Marzano, I think?
San Marzano tomatoes. They look like the plum tomatoes, but they're not. Red onion, pancetta, chopped up, thyme, rosemary. This is a sin, by the way. This is an incredibly good rioja, but a good red wine, olive oil, my garlicky salt, pepper, and a bay leaf. And that's how I'm going to do my ragu. Okay, so I'm going to make the ragu. Basically, you throw everything in. So the onions, the celery and the carrots, pancetta. I'd now add a couple of I'm now going to add a couple of cloves of garlic. God, it's stiff. There you go. Some garlicky salt. A little bit of pepper. And what I would do is let that soften and cook down first before you add the other ingredients. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that cook down for a good 20-30 minutes. I mean, some Italian recipes, they literally leave it for like 24 hours to simmer and cook it. The longer you leave it, to be honest with you, the better. But tonight I'm just going to let that really soften and cook down. All the flavour. I'm going to add some herbs. Thyme, I love thyme. So chop up some thyme for them. And just a little bit of rosemary. I put a bit more of this in with the meat mix that I'll put in. I'd also add a couple of bay leaves into the ragu while it's cooking down. And then to stop it sticking, put a little splash of red wine in. And then put it on a lower heat. And as I said, I use the pousse stuff, put the lid on, turn it to the lower heat and leave it for 20 minutes. So to the ragu, as it's cooking down, I'm going to add some tomato puree. Just a, tablespoonful. I'm going to add a little bit of beef stock. Okay, so the meat mix I use, obviously is pancetta in with the ragu, and then I use pork, equal measures of pork and beef mince. Heat up a pan with a little bit of olive oil. I add the pork. And beef mince. Break that down. Just brown it off a little bit. Sometimes I get the butcher to already make it up for me, but today I just got these from Waitrose, so I find it's a nice mixed pork and beef. Don't ask me why, but if you look at a lot of lasagna recipes, they often mix the two meats together. There's obviously a reason, but
is the pork like a bit fatty? Do you think?
I think. Well, the funny thing is the beef this time, the beef has got a bit more fat than the pork. I don't know. I think it's just. You're right, though. I think it's something to do with the fat content. I'll put a little bit of pepper. I always brown off the. Some people don't, but I think it tastes better if you browned. At least cook the meat through a little bit first before you add the ragu. And we add the tomatoes to this. Not in the. We don't put the tomatoes in the ragu. We add the tomatoes to the beef and pork mix. The reason why I don't put it, as soon as you put liquid in, it seems it cooks a lot slower. So Just keep the meat in there first. You know. As you can see now, the meat is browning off. I'll add a few more herbs. It's thyme and rosemary. Just put a few herbs in. And also at this point, I put a little splash of full fat milk in. When I try to put these little recipes together, I always like look at a combination of my own recipe and then like anything else. Like, oh, that's interesting. Let's stick that in. So there you go. The meat now is good. So we'll add the tomatoes and we'll cook that down. Normally, I would have put a passata, a jar passata in. Because I was doing it today, I thought I'd follow another recipe which, rather than putting the passata in, I'll put the fresh tomatoes in. Particularly this type of tomato. When you cook it all through, you put it together because it's not as wet. You don't want a soggy lasagna. So now I'm going to just add the beef and the tomatoes to the ragu. There you have the sort of the main filling of your lasagna.